We're the last of the cowboys, to giddy up gone boys. 18 wheels on the concrete, it's a slow and dying breed, rolling like Jesse James, a modern day outlaw game. If you're out here riding with me, come on back and make some noise. We're the last of the cowboys. Saddle up, boys.
We got some visitors here in the Florida area come from Texas. A lot of people recognize these trucks as the Equipment Express trucks. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself, starting from the lead truck going on back.
Hello, I'm Randy. Call me Pac-Man. I'm in the first truck up here.
I'm Matt. I'm in the back, in the middle one.
Alright, I'm Justin. Everyone calls me Slowpoke.
Well, why in the world they want to do that for?
Don't they say slow and steady wins the race?
Yeah, very true, very true.
So it's apparent that you guys come down here to that Ritchie Brothers auction to pick up some equipment to carry back to Texas. Why don't you tell me about, Randy, why don't you tell me about what you guys do for the company and where you guys get to?
We haul pipeline equipment most of the time all over the country. We come down here to Ritchie Brothers to pick up some heavy loads going back to Texas. One of us got a 980 wheel loader on, the other one's got a 973, I think, track loader, and the other one's got a 572 side boom.
So why don't you guys go ahead and tell me about the trucks?
Yeah, the one I'm driving, it's a 2009 Peterbilt 389. It's got a 2WS Caterpillar 550. Got an 18 speed, got 355 rears.
How many miles you don't put on that truck?
Truck right now has got 617,000.
Well, it's still a youngin'.
That's right. Yeah, it's got about 200 on the motor. We just put the motor in a couple years ago, so got about 200 on the motor.
And what about that middle truck there?
It's a 05 625 Cat. Got a 10 speed with a 4-speed auxiliary behind it. 355 rears. She's sitting on about 855,000 miles on it.
And you still got a copy on me there, back there, Justin?
Yes, sir. This one's a 6 1/4 as well, 18 speed with 390s. Yeah, running about 925,000.
People have seen a lot of your guys' photos of your trucks and social media, Equipment Express on Facebook and things. And we've seen some of the loads that you guys carry. So explain the inner workings of what would happen to where you need to go on and move pipeline equipment.
Well, we usually haul for a lot of rental companies. They rent pipeline equipment to the pipeline companies that are going to install the pipe. So we'll go wherever they need us to load some equipment and take it to the job. It could be West Texas, it could be Ohio, Pennsylvania. We run all over the country. So just wherever the pipelines are being installed, that's where we go. We got a couple trucks that haul the smaller stuff too, but we can move anything from 150,000 pound trenchers, 180,000 pound trenchers to all the way down to little old Maruka buggies that just carry mats and stuff up and down the right of way.
So, Randy, how long have you been driving for? You might as well give me the backstory on your driving history as well.
I've been working here, I guess, since 2005. I think this is what my third truck, Matt? I guess I drove the 07, then I had the 2010 Kenworth, and now I'm in this one.
You know, before coming here to Equipment Express, you know, what was it that you're doing? And, you know, tell me the backstory on your driving history there.
I started working for Truett in 1998. Then I drove for him when we were a pretty small little company, and just hauling rock, moving a little bit of equipment around with an old international truck he had, and then ended up quitting, I guess, in 99 and bought my own truck. Had it for 3 years, and then came back here, worked for, I guess, a year and a half or so. Then I went to work for the post office, running a mail route, and I quit that and come back and been back ever since.
It's a pretty cheesy joke to make, but I'm going to say you pretty much went postal and you had to get back on something heavy, huh?
That's right, no doubt.
All right, so what about you, Matt? Tell me about your driving history and the things that you've done over your driving career.
I started driving for a living in '93 as the owner-operator at moving drilling rigs. And oil crash back in '09 kind of killed Dad. I started with Truett in 2010, and I've been here ever since.
10-4, and what about you back there, Slowpoke?
I was an owner-operator as well for 10 years, and everything got tough. It was hard to compete, so I came over here to work as well.
Now, with Texas being as large as it is, do you find that there's a lot of competition within Texas itself? So, I mean, give us kind of the scope on what moving freight and thing is, within Texas.
Shoot, we move freight all over Texas. West Texas is booming right now, pipelining. So we do a lot of work. We'll move stuff from College Station out to Pecos, Odessa, Monahans. We go all over West Texas. We'll run down sometimes 15, 20 miles of lease road, taking machines out to the jobs, and that makes it hard trying to keep the trucks up to snuff. But you just gotta try to tighten up the bolts when they get loose, right?
Yeah, a lot of people say we don't get these trucks dirty. We get them dirty. We just do the best we can to keep them clean.
And that's what it's all about. It's nice to have good equipment, keep it clean, because that's what turns people's heads when you go down the road.
Oh, yeah. Truett takes care of us, too. He gives us nice equipment to drive. We try to take care of it for him, because this pays the bills, right?
What are some of the most commonly asked questions to you guys about the trucks and what you guys do with them?
I guess a lot of people ask what kind of weight can we gross with all the axles. In Texas, if I'm running on all 8 axles in Texas, I usually permit 14 up on the front, 60 on my 3, and then 75 on the back.
Guys, they want to get into different parts of the industry, hauling different things, running different equipment. If a guy wanted to try his hand at hauling heavy equipment, what would you tell him?
That's a good question. We actually get that asked a whole bunch. You just got to find the right company that'll let you. Finding the right person that'll let you start hauling stuff like this is it's pretty tough, but I'm sure they're out there. Everybody's got to start somewhere, but you just got to find the right company to get with.
How would you describe that kind of trust and the job that it entails?
Well, I mean, I started off a little different. My dad did it, so when I started, I went to the same company he was at. I really didn't just start, from scratch. The company I was with was, like the next town over from Truett, so that's how I really met Truett. Was not really rival companies, but doing the same stuff, So when I went to Truett and asked for a job, well, he knew what I was already doing. Starting from scratch, I guess just find you a floater or a step deck and just do what you can, and then hang in there for a few years before you try to do anything heavy.
That's kind of what I did. baby steps. I worked for Truett, like I said, 98 at Old International with a folding neck trailer. Hauled a D6 dozer around, maybe a motor grader, backhoe. I had zero heavy haul experience. I mean, when I was growing up, hauled cows and hauled tractors, and we got a little 450 John Deere bulldozer I'd move around on a gooseneck. So I was always familiar with driving and hauling stuff. But yeah, that's the hardest part, getting your foot in the door.
Now, what would you say about that slowpoke there? We don't want to leave you out.
It's pretty much the same deal. Like, I'm the newest one here, so pretty much I'm the rookie. And you have Matt in front. If I have any questions, that's my book of answers right there in front of me.
There's no embarrassing moments to ask, Matt, this or that or the other, right?
Oh, no. I'll quickly call him before I, do something wrong. That's just like if you look at how that machine's loaded, it's all set real far to the passenger side to compensate for the counterweights. Well, I had it loaded, one way, and then Matt walked over there and said, let's move it over about 3 inches, and I unchained it and we moved it over.
Matt, why don't you go ahead and, say what the reason for that was?
Yeah, we see it a lot out of some of these companies when somebody loads a side boom and they ain't never done it. Well, they'll think it's just a regular dozer and they'll just load it on their straight. Well, that counterweight offsets whenever they haul, whenever the machines are setting the pipe in the ground, they gotta have that counterweight off to one side. So, we haul so many side booms, it pretty well becomes second nature for us after a while, and you gotta offset it that way. When you're going down the highway, it sits straight. If not, it'll be leaning real hard to one side or the other. You go around a turn just right, it snap the chains and fall off the trailer. It gets pretty dangerous.
There's nothing fancy or glamorous about hauling heavy equipment. There's a lot at stake.
Oh, sure. The responsibilities that you take over on it, you're wide, you're tall, heavy. You got to watch the cars around you a lot more because you're sticking out further. It's a whole lot more to it than people think.
I'm going to run up here and see if I can't get a shot of this guy with this crane, and then I'll hop into the scale house.
Said no truck driver ever, if he didn't have to.
Yeah, right. Oh, wait a minute. I believe it says closed.
Oh, the big word's out. Commercial law enforcement, still eating donuts. My bad, it's commercial law officers still eating donuts.
Oh, that's what that word stands for.
That's right. That's the worst 4-letter word in the world for truck drivers. Is open for them weigh stations.
Guys, it was great to be able to go over there to Ritchie Brothers and meet up with you guys. We always see you guys at the truck shows and whatnot, so it was nice to see you out here on the road doing what you do.
Good to see you too, Chris, for sure. And hopefully we'll do it again one day.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. You guys be good.
All right, see you later, buddy.
Appreciate it. It was fun.
Yes, sir. Be careful, Chris.